Because the tolls are still being collected even as we speak.
Oh yes, and that is the reason why I am bothered, because the option for us is to say we are being incited to go there physically and stop the collection of the toll, which is not palatable, which should not be encouraged in any society that is run by rule of law and democracy. So government should encourage us to want to live orderly. We have gotten this judgment. It's important that it be abided with. Beside me as an individual, I may agree to be peaceful. There may be other people who have read this judgment, who have heard this news, who may not be patient enough to continue to await the period when government will conclude this appeal.
But the argument by the Lagos state government that we need money for the maintenance of this bridge, isn't that a valid argument for tolling?
I just looked at the Lekki-Epe Expressway as an example of tolling and how it's hurting our lives. I mean, there are 22 tolling points on the Lekki-Epe Expressway where you pay average 100 naira per day. 22. To and fro, 22 in all. We looked at it that average 33 million naira is being made at that Admiralty Plaza alone per day for 49 years for a road that has not gotten to about 10 kilometers. So I say it that if you look through the resources of Lagos State, there's so much money, either from the internal generated revenue or from the federal allocation. There is enough money to power Lagos State 24 hours. There is enough money to build.
You know that for a fact.
I know it as a fact, I'm telling you. There's enough money to build another bridge across Ikoyi. There's enough money to build a bridge from Aja to Ikorodu in Lagos State. And I say so because when you look at the lifestyle of our officers, I just take from the charge that EFCC filed against the Speaker of the House of Assembly of Lagos State. Evidence is being led. The case has started. Look at the way money is being spent. The driver of the wife of the Speaker gets 1.5 million naira extra code in a single day. Driver of the wife. The orderly of the wife gets the same amount. Anytime allocation is made to the Speaker, it goes down to his wife, goes down to the orderly of the wife, goes down to the driver of the wife, goes down to the PA of the wife.
These are testimonies of speakers that we do not know what the court has accepted or believed.
I'm just saying that if you look at the way the resources are being siphoned by public officers, if the governor or the president, in terms of the federal or the state, can sit up and muster the will to curtail the corruption of public officers, there will be so much resources. The Commonwealth of Nigeria is enough to power anything that we require. The Commonwealth of Lagos State is enough to provide facilities to build even the train that is being built from Orile to Badagry. We have resources here. So it's not correct to say that stopping the toll will mean that the road will not be maintained. Who has been maintaining Bodilon? Who has been maintaining all the roads that are built in Surulere, in the local government of the governor? Who's been maintaining Alausa? Who's been maintaining government house in Marina?
From this same fund.
So I am saying that there is resources in the government that is going to private pockets, and if those holes can be blocked, those resources can be used to build houses, to generate power, to build more bridges, and provide facilities for our people.
Now let's talk about the national conference. I know that you're one of those who have described this conference as a contraption designed to give the president an edge in the 2015 elections. You are particularly concerned about the legal underpinning. So when the president at the inauguration of the conference declared that there was now a provision for a referendum, does it change your mind about his motives? Does it give you the impression that perhaps the conference is not a contraption after all?
Well, the reason why I said the national conference is just like a jamboree. It was designed by the president to outsmart his opponents. Was that we have been on this struggle for sovereign national conference for years. Allah Kabashon, Chief Ganifawemi, it's been years and years, over 20-something years. So even before the president, Jonathan, dreamt of getting to power, we have had this national conference on the front burner of our national life. So the president was sworn in 2011. He didn't tell us anything about the conference. In fact, he poo-pooed us. In fact, he stated clearly that he was not going to work by any national conference. There's already a national assembly. After INEC had released the timetable for 2015 elections, the president then woke up with this idea of national conference.
So should that not be to his credit that perhaps he now sees the good in it?
No, I'm saying that he knew that his time is going. The tenure is almost expiring. He has less than 1 year. A conference is a dialogue. It's to talk. It's for people to come out and make their views known. They will interview people, welcome memorandum from Nigerians. So the time frame within which the government is constituting the conference will not be sufficient to do any meaningful work. This very eminent personality that he has gathered together, they are paying them money. He who pays the piper dictates the tune. The Yorubas have an adage that when the mouth has eaten, the eye will be ashamed. So these people that he has gathered together have become like his apologists. They have become his nominees. He has facilitated their life. There are people there who have not seen 5 million in their lifetime before. There are people there who have rejected the money and who are still spending their money. But what I'm saying is that there's a congregation of sympathy that he has garnered.
You think so?
Oh, yes, that is the truth of the matter. From this conference now, you have people who will declare interest for senatorial elections, for House of Assembly. He has thrown up candidates for 2015 election who will join the People's Democratic Party to combine with the president to campaign for his re-election. So I know it that the president knew within his mind that this conference will not achieve anything. Because number one, they said that the outcome of the conference will be sent to the National Assembly to incorporate into the 1999 Constitution. Since the Constitution was inaugurated in 1999, it has never been amended, and it cannot be amended. Sections 8 and 9, which talks about amended, makes it impossible for you to amend. You get two-thirds majority of all the House of Assembly of the states, you get two-thirds majority of the National Assembly, then you come back to a referendum. The tenure of the National Assembly is soon expiring. Before the conference will finish their own deliberation, will probably be towards the end of the year. They are still going to extend it. They are yet to constitute committee. They are yet to even agree on rules of method, and they are 2 weeks into the conference. So clearly you will know that this conference is not something that will end in another 6 months. After they have ended,
6 months?
Oh, I'm telling you the truth. They will soon ask for extension. Quote me, I know it. After 6 months, I mean, people who are collecting 130,000 naira per day, who wants to leave such a thing? What is the problem with Nigeria today is that those who get to power don't want to live there. So the people who are in the conference today would like to remain there forever. And so sooner than later, I know that they will ask for extension of time. When they have concluded their deliberations, they will forward it to the president. The president will set up another committee to look at it, to issue a white paper on it. After the white paper, they will now send it to the National Assembly.
This is how you imagine that things
so you see that it's not a process that will end before the election. And once the president declares his intention for a second time, every other thing goes to the background. It is the election that is his primary responsibility. So politics will assign the deliberations of the conference, and then the president will gather support from those that he has nominated there, and they will go back to their constituencies and be mobilizing for the president. Because by then, he will have offered them positions in the various elective positions that are slated for 2015. This is all about the conference. It's not about anything altruistic. It's not about taking Nigeria forward. It's about the president has seen an opening for him to gather support for his presidential ambition. You see that the modality for the conference itself is flawed. So when we talk legally, it is the document that set up the conference that determines his agenda, that determines his mandate, not the political speech which the president delivers in order to curry favor from the delegate.
Now that people are already talking, what do you think that they should focus on?
For me now, the conference should have a team that should first of all amend the terms of reference. The conference should have a team that should gather together a bill which can be an executive bill they can forward to the president for him to forward to the National Assembly. Because otherwise there will be no point in wasting 7.5 billion naira of our resources on any talk that will not get anywhere. If the president is sincere that this is a national conference that will affect our lives, then there should be a legal backing for it. And these wonderful people who are in the conference now, eminent lawyers, respected statesmen, should not just go there and waste their money and be risking their life jumping from plane to plane without an assurance that the outcome of their deliberation will have some solid backing. So they can initiate a bill on their own to give the conference legal backing, which will be sent to the president. The president can now forward it to the National Assembly as an executive bill and gazette it, for God's sake. Otherwise, it's just a talk show.
So that takes care of the legal...
That will at least give the conference a legal teeth that can say whatever you deliberate upon can now be sent to Nigerians as a referendum. Otherwise, what is the basis? Whatever they deliberate upon, if it's passed around as a referendum, it's just a talk show. It has no basis, it has no legal backing, it has nowhere to stay in the history of Nigeria. It just be like another political forum, such as the Obasanjo political committee that ended nowhere.
That is our interview and the program for this week. What are your thoughts? Please share them via email, Facebook, or Twitter. Use the hashtag LawWeekly. And if you missed any part of the program, you can find it on our YouTube page. I am Shola Shieli. Thank you for watching.